going to be talking about how to change your front brake pads on a 2004 Acura TL. So before we get started, here are some tools and parts you're going to need. Of course, we're going to need the tire iron and car jack, all of which come from your spare tire in the trunk. You'll need a 14mm socket with ratchet. You'll need to buy, of course, new front brake pads for the 2004 Acura TL of your choice, brake fluid if you need it, and you'll need a C-clamp. First off, you're going to want to get under the hood and take off the brake fluid cap near the crossbar. In the trunk, in the spare tire, you'll find your tire iron and your car jack. Use the tire iron to loosen your lug nuts before you raise the car. Follow the instructions on the car jack to raise the car by placing it right behind the front tire. If you're not working on a flat surface, it would be a good idea to place a rock behind your back tire. Remove all the lug nuts and take off the tire. This will expose the brake caliper. There's 2 bolts on the brake caliper that we're going to have to remove. You're going to want to use a ratchet with a 14mm head to take off these bolts. Now you're going to want to grab the caliper and gently wiggle it off to remove it from the brakes. Careful when you're setting it aside, as it's connected to the brake line. You don't want it to fall. Now you should be able to easily grab and remove the brake pads from the front side and the back side. Now take the new pads that you purchased and replace the corresponding old pads that you just took off. Now you're going to want to use a C-clamp to depress the piston in the caliper. This way it'll fit over the new brake pads you've applied. Now you'll be able to reposition the caliper over the brakes again. Now you can go ahead and put back the 2 screws we took out earlier. Be sure to begin tightening them by hand before you use the ratchet to tighten them all the way. Now you can go ahead and put the tire back on. When you're reapplying the lug nuts, make sure you're tightening them by hand. When you're using the tire iron to tighten the lug nuts, make sure you're tightening them in a star pattern. Before reapplying the cap, check to see if you need any brake fluid. If you do see you need some, just fill it to the appropriate line. And there you have it. It's just that easy to change the brakes on your 2004 Acura TL. Your hands are going to be pretty dirty after this job, so I definitely recommend using some citrus orange pumice lotion.